Well, welcome in the kitchen, everybody. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a few months, hasn't it? As y'all know, my mother-in-law was in failing health. Some of you may remember that. And she passed away just recently. So I took the last few months to attend to her needs as she needed me, and she needed me a little more. So I took the time off to do what I needed to do for her. But I'm back. Hopefully, I'll be around for a while now. Um, and we're going to make some cinnamon rolls, not just cinnamon rolls, Amish cinnamon rolls. Have a secret ingredient. So let's get started. First, we need to take 2 tablespoons of yeast. Here's my yeast. Got this right here. 2 tablespoons. Here's my tablespoon. And 2 cups of warm water. Y'all should know better that I don't have stuff measured out. Okie doke, there's our 2 cups of warm water right in there. We're going to take 2 tablespoons of yeast right in here. We're going to let this sit here for just a few minutes. And while that sits there, I'm going to go over everything else we need. We need sugar and we need bread flour. Which I've got that right here, and I've also got some over there in my canister. We need 2 cups of mashed potatoes. You can use instant. I don't care for the flavor of instant potatoes, so I don't use instant potatoes. These are just potatoes and water. No milk, no butter, no salt. I just boiled some potatoes and left a little bit of the potato water and mashed them up with my immersion blender. They needed to be cool. I did that ahead of time. Yay me, right? Okay, and we need a tablespoon of salt, 1 cup of melted butter. I've already got it melted. Yay! And 5 eggs that are beaten. And I've got these 2 things right here. So I'm doing pretty good today, y'all. I'm still slow, still not doing well, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. So we're going to let this sit here just a minute. I'm going to walk over here and get our sugar and our flour. I had them out of the pantry. I just set them over there, thinking we would be on that side of the kitchen. But guess what? We need the mixer, and it's in the corner. So, y'all get to stay in the corner with me. I'll turn y'all down just a little bit so you can see in there. Maybe you can see there good. I don't know if you can see me and see the mixer. We go through that over here in this corner. Okay, now then. We'll let this dissolve just a few more minutes. And when it starts bubbling, then we'll come back. Well, all right, y'all. Let's get back to it. We are going to add to this, because it's kind of bubbly, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. There we go, a tablespoon of sugar. We're going to add 4 cups of flour. You can use all-purpose flour, but I use bread flour if I'm making a bread. If I'm making a cake, I'll use all-purpose. Okay, there's 1. 2. 3. Y'all know I can't keep if I don't count. That's 3. And here is 4. have to dump that other one in there. Now then, we're going to mix this up, and then we're going to let it sit here. Y'all need to watch it mix. I guess maybe you want to look at me. We're going to mix this up. It'll be sticky, real sticky. We're going to let it sit here and rise until it's doubled in size, okay? Rise, raise, however you say it. So it's just mixing up good. It's going to make a dough. I'm bringing y'all down here so you can look at it. And y'all see how it's pulling away from the sides. I've got that on about 3, I guess, on my mixer. I just want to get it real mixed very well. Move my hand so y'all can see. All right, I believe it's mixed. All right, now then, grab me a little bit of flour here. Got just a tiny little bit. Put on my fingers so it doesn't stick. See how sticky it is? See? Sticky, sticky. I'm gonna get that off right like that. All right, now then, we're gonna let this sit here until it's doubled. And that may be about an hour. Okay? So at the end of that hour, I'll be back. And then we'll do our next step. I didn't tell y'all, but I'm gonna cover it with this towel right here, just to keep dust or anything from falling down in it. And I'm gonna scoop that back, just leave that tilted up, just like that. Can y'all see it? I don't know if you can see my mixer. Well, I don't even know what you're looking at, do you? There you go. Now you can see it. I'm just gonna let it sit right there in the corner for about an hour. Then I'll be back and we'll do our next. Okay, y'all, we're back here with our dough. Can you see it? It is more than doubled, or it has at least doubled. Now to it, we add 2 cups of mashed potatoes. And like I said, these are potatoes. I cooked, peeled them and boiled them, and it's potatoes and some little bit of water. Okay, not a lot of water, but a little bit of water. That's all that is. No salt, no butter, no seasoning of any kind. That's just potatoes. Okay, we're going to add those 2 cups of potatoes, right like that. We're going to add these 5 beaten eggs. Boom, right in there, right like that. 1 cup of melted butter, right like that. Got it. Watch it fall. Love to play with dough and yeast as it rises. It's like it is a living thing. It's not like a living thing. Yeast is alive. It's alive. It's alive. Mama used to have a bread recipe that said, let it rise till it's doubled in size or it's coming to meet you. And that meant it had risen all the way out of her thing. We need to add a cup of sugar. Here I've got a 1/2 cup measure right here. So there's a 1/2 cup. And here's another 1/2 cup, right like that. So there's our cup of sugar. And a tablespoon of salt. All right, let's get us a tablespoon. Here's a 1/2 tablespoon. And we'll add in a whole tablespoon of salt. All right, now then we're going to mix this. And to it, after it starts mixing, to this we add 6 to 8 cups of flour. Now that's a lot of flour. But this is supposed to make 4 dozen cinnamon rolls. So, let me get this stuff over here in the sink. and we'll get our flour here. All right. 6 to 8 cups, so that's probably about 7. Y'all say? All right, here we go. Here's 1. I'm just going to go ahead and add about 3 or 4 so it can get started. 2. 3.
Work your house, chicken and mashed potatoes.
Not tonight. Not tonight. We're having chicken and pasta. Okay, there's 4. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that and go, yeah, you added 4 cups of flour. I'll have to remember it, okay? So there's 4. My mixer may not be big enough to handle all this. Good grief. I'm just making a big old mess. See if I can kind of incorporate that in a little bit with my spatula here. Got it on low. Okay. Okay, there's 4, so I'm gonna add 1 more because it's still real sticky. We want it to be dry. This is 5. I'm holding my hand up here not to block y'all from seeing, but to keep the flour from flying out. It's starting to slow down now, so it's getting thicker. All right, let's go with 6. See, it's going down in the bottom now. Notice it up here on the top. Okay, that's 6 cups of flour. We lost some of our first 4 cups. Oh, goodness. We don't want that dough up in there. We've got a dough guard on here, but I think it overflowed the dough guard, didn't it? Right up in there anyway. Okay, that's 6 cups. We're going to go ahead and add another one. Okay, there's 7. Because it's still real sticky. Okay, well, I had to move over to the cabinet here, put it on the flour sack towel, and sprinkle some flour on it here. Get our dough, because the mixer just would not handle this much dough. So next time we'll know just a half the recipe and make 2 halves rather than 1 whole recipe, because my mixer just would not handle the whole 12 cups of flour and all the liquids and everything. So I'm just going to dump it out here on this flour sack towel, and you can see where the bottom of it just had flour. It was not even mixed at all, but that's a big bunch of dough there. And we're just going to knead it together by hand. And see the dough pieces that I'm having to pick up there and put back in there. It just really needed some hand work here, which is fine. You know, I don't mind doing it. We'll get it all to come together, and then we're going to let it rise again. We'll try to get in a nice ball of dough here, all incorporated. Now I've got our big stainless steel pan bowl ready to put it in. Okay, here's our stainless steel bowl. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour in there. That's our bread flour we've used throughout the process. And I'm going to pick this up and try to form it into a ball as best I can. It's a lot of dough to manage. And we're going to put it in there, and then I'm going to cover it up with another flour sack towel, set it over, and let it rise for another hour and a half. I'm not sure. Okay, we're back, and I believe this is doubled in size. What do y'all think? It's big. Big fat dough. Alright, now I'm going to flop it out there. Kaboom. There we go. Grab my dough cutter, bench scraper, whatever y'all want to call this thing. And I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces. Right down there through the middle. And then we'll cut it right like this. Alright, now then I'm going to put 3 of these back in this bowl. Because we're going to work with 1 at a time. 2 and 3. Okay, I'll set those back there out of the way. I'll do 1 with y'all, and then I'll do the rest of them, okay? It says we need to knead this out just a little bit, and I usually try to get mine in a rectangular shape, because we're going to roll it out into a rectangle as thin as possible. Let me grab out this old rolling pin here. And we just start rolling it. And I just flip it over and roll it, because like I said, we want to get it thin as possible, and we want to get it in a rectangle. You can also, your dough will stretch. Did y'all know that? If you don't want to roll so much, pick it up and just let gravity pull it, and then lay it back down there. Get these thin. Y'all, and I forgot to get my thread. I have to go hunt a piece of thread to cut these with. Unless I've got some unflavored dental floss up here, and I might have some just plain dental floss. Here we go. Y'all can see little pieces of potato throughout this. I thought those potatoes were blended up very well, but they were not. That's all right. You start eating it, you'll never know that it's got a potato in it. I'll turn it over. Now we're going to work on this side, and if it starts to spring back and not hold its shape when you roll it, let it rest a few minutes, and then it'll let you work with it. The glutens will relax a little bit. I've got some pecan meal too that I want to put in the middle of some of them, make some of them pecan sticky buns, pecan cinnamon rolls. You can put pecans in the bottom with butter and brown sugar, the bottom of your pan. But I've got this pecan meal, it's called, and basically it's ground up pecans. I made it in the food processor to make a pie crust. I think I made pecan pie crust with y'all. I don't remember. We'll make us another one this spring. All right, that's about as thin as I can get that. Now then, we're going to take us some butter, and this has been setting out. It's soft butter. See, it's good and soft. Good and soft. You just want to spread this butter all over this. Just like this. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I think you can. I hope you can. I always worry with it that y'all won't be able to see what I'm doing. You know, it's gotten dark on us. These are going to be a late night snack for tonight. And then some of them I'm going to freeze. You can either par bake them, which is you bake them until they're done but not browned, and freeze them. You can bake them all the way before you freeze them, or you can just freeze them. Put them straight in the freezer. And I'm just going to put mine straight in the freezer, because then I'll get them out the night before. We're going to eat them and let them thaw out and raise. All right, there's that. I'm going to add, let's do our sugar first here. I've got brown sugar. I'm just going to stick my hand in there. You just want to put brown sugar all over them. You can use white sugar if that's what you want. I always think of cinnamon rolls with brown sugar. I think it gives it a little more flavor. I just take my hand and spread it out there evenly all over this, just like that. Now, cinnamon rolls are not hard to make. They just take some time. That's the reason I like to make several when I'm doing it. Then we have them for a while. All right, now then, put as much or as little cinnamon as you all want. I've got to get some cinnamon. This is all I've got, so we might just have to hope that we've got enough. All right, I do have some cinnamon, and then I usually kind of just mix it up good. I do have some cinnamon sugar that I had mixed up for something else that I can use, because it's just cinnamon brown sugar. All right, now you want to roll from the longest side, okay, which is right here. You want to roll it tight. You want to just kind of roll it in. just like this. See how I'm kind of pulling it back to make sure it's good and tight. The more rolls you have in it, the gooier and better it's going to taste. All right, now then, I really want them to be pretty. So I'll just use this serrated knife. All right, now this one tray will be for these end pieces. And that'll be the ones that we eat tonight, okay? And then, see how pretty they are? You want to give them room to raise. And I'm cutting them about 1 inch thick. I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch or so between them. I'll probably put 9 in a pan. There's 6. Look how pretty they are. Can y'all see that? Look how pretty. There's our 9 in this pan. I'll set it over here to the side. And pick this up now and move it. I'm not having to lean so far. These 2 are little end pieces. Don't have a whole lot of cinnamon in them. Now then, we'll go with this pan. Then we'll finish up that pan in a minute. I'm going to roll out the rest of these and I'll be back. Okay, y'all got me a string. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Can y'all see that string? It's orange. It's just a piece of thread. And you cut them like this. Just like this. Just pull that up. Get them straight. And twist it. Just like that. And you can keep sliding down your thing. See, these are did not roll out as thin. This piece of dough just did not want to cooperate with me, so they're not quite as gooey. Okay, there's pan number 2. All right, I'm gonna get these cut up. I got 2 more to go. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, this is our last one, and I'm gonna put that pecan meal, or they're just ground up pecans, is what they are, in this one. Comes my little love bug. She's been to the spa today and gotten her hair done. She always looks so pretty when she comes back from there. Not got enough butter. And just for your information, if you're trying to write down all this stuff, I have used 2 softened sticks of butter in these 4 things of cinnamon rolls. Alright, here's our brown sugar. All the way to the edge as best I can get it. Because we don't want to leave those edge people out, do we? And here's our cinnamon. This is the last of our cinnamon. I'm going to have to buy some more cinnamon because this is it. It's all gone. All gone, y'all. Now then, we get our ground up pecans here. If I can get them open one-handed. This will just add a nutty layer to this. Because like I said, this is just ground up pecans that I ground up in the food processor. It's kind of like a flour, I guess. Pecan flour. Alrighty, now then, let's see if we can get this one rolling up here. Okay, there we go. We get our string, our thread. You can use dental floss as long as it's not flavored dental floss. And mine was mint flavored, and I did not want mint cinnamon rolls. So I can also add a little bit of orange zest to these and make orange cinnamon rolls, which are very yummy. And I like very much. But y'all know you can cut a cake with a thread too. A lot of bakery cakes, or they used to pre-cut them for you before they decorated them, and they would cut it with a thread. So I get one more that's pretty, and then I'll put that end in the other pan. Okay, I think I did. That one's kind of pretty. We'll flip him over this way. Alrighty, there you go. Seven pans of cinnamon rolls. Okay, while these are raising, proofing, whatever y'all want to call it, we're going to mix up our icing real quick. I've got in this bowl 1 stick of room temperature softened butter and 8 ounces of room temperature softened cream cheese. And this is my handy dandy little blender. And I've never used this for this, but we're going to see if it'll work. Some more sugar. Now let's taste it. Tastes very good. But I'm thinking I can probably mix this powdered sugar in better, just as well by hand actually, now that I've got that kind of beaten up a little bit. This over here. Good big heavy duty fork. We're gonna get this mixed. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees to bake these. Y'all get out your mixer if you want to. Just to make this, I did not want to get out a big heavy mixer. I've washed it about 1,000 times today already, it seems like. Really, I've only washed it once, but I did make a big mess, didn't I? All right, I believe that'll work. Oh yeah, that's a good consistency. Now what the heck? Not but it dropped more, so I'll just throw it in there. And we're going to throw in just a little pinch of salt, because you got to add salt if you add sugar. Cut a little bit of that sweetness and make it more, not so over the top sweet, but you don't taste the salt. Anything like that I add sugar, I add salt. Yum. That's good. Okie doke. I'll be back in a little bit when I get ready to bake these. Okay, some of them I think are about ready to bake. I'm going to go ahead and put these in at 350. You want to bake these until they are I can put 4 pans in there at a time, is all I can get in there. So bake these 4 pans. You want to bake them until they're lightly golden on the top. And I do not know how long that is, because what I've got written down just says lightly golden. I don't have a time. So I will see how long it is. It's 9:40 p.m. right now. So I said midnight snack. That's what these are going to be. When I get those 4 out, I'll put these 30 in. I'll let them cool just a little bit before I put the icing on them. And I'll be back to show you what they look like when they're just lightly browned. And some of them I'm going to pull out before they're actually lightly browned. I want them to be done, but I don't want them to brown, because I want to be able to put them back in the oven to finish baking and brown after they're frozen. That way you can get them out, thaw them, and heat them up, put your icing on them, and they will be so yummy. Okay, I've got 3 pans out of the oven. These I'll put in the freezer. They're done, but they're not browned. They're kind of like brown and serve cinnamon rolls. I'll show them to you. See, you can see here along the edge, like right here, it's starting to brown. That's just an indication, and right back here, that's just an indication that they are done. Okay. Here on this one, you can see that's a little brown on the corners. The ones that we want to eat tonight, I left in there. These were in there 20 minutes. Okay, exactly 20 minutes. So you all know that to make brown and serve ones, 20 minutes. The others probably take about another 5 minutes, so 25 minutes. And I put the other 3 pans in, and I'm going to bake those to put in the freezer as well. So I'm going to leave you because I'm tuckered out. This has been a process, but I've got 7 pans of cinnamon rolls out of it. This is my first video back after my mother-in-law's passed away. Hopefully I'll be able to get more and more videos up, and I will be able to do more and more as our internet gets better, which we've been promised by the end of the month, so we'll see. But I'm going to leave you all with this. Remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. That'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.